Welcome back to today's lecture. We were doing lesson number 6, substances in daily use. Let's see the second part of it. In the previous part, we learned about substances and its compositions. In this lecture, we will see production of substances. In this, we are going to do rubber first. Rubber is of two types, natural and artificial. Natural rubber is obtained from the gum or sap of trees. This sap is called latex. Rubber has a peculiar odor and it is white in color. You can see the picture. How we obtain rubber milk from the plant. See the different articles made up of rubber, which we use in our day-to-day life. Vulcanization of rubber. In this process, rubber is heated with sulphur for 3 to 4 hours. To give hardness to the rubber, sulphur is mixed in it. The proportion of sulphur in the mixture is determined by the purpose for which the rubber will be used. Now, before understanding this, we should know what is vulcanization, what is sulphur, why it is added. So let's understand that. An industrial process that strengthens natural rubber because it requires great heat. The process was named after Roman god of fire, Vulcan. That means vulcanization is a process where you saw in the picture that how the rubber milk was drawn. Now it has to be solidified and given shape. So that process is known as vulcanization, which requires great heat. Look at the picture, what it is. This is sulphur, which is added in the rubber. One question which comes to our mind, how does sulphur get into our body? Through rubber. When it enters our body, it can be incorporated into tissues like skin and cartilage. What? Sulphur they're talking about. It is also found in some proteins and vitamins. When sulphur gets on intact skin, most of it does not get into the bloodstream. However, it can be absorbed in the skin itself. That's why we use sometimes sulphur soaps when we get infected with some skin disease. Erasers, rubber balls, rubber toys, all having varying proportions of sulphur in them. In rubber bands, the proportion of sulphur is very small. So sulphur, that's why we're trying to understand what is sulphur. Sulphur is a non-metal, non-shiny metal. It is non-malleable, it is non-ductile, which all properties we have learned in the previous lesson. Look at the picture of the eraser ball. In the past, Charles Goodyear spilled a mixture of rubber and sulphur on a burning stove. After the stove was extinguished, he noticed that the rubber had become harder and less elastic. He repeated this experiment in a small systematic way and invented the process of vulcanization. Hard and tough tires of rubber made henceforth brought about a revolutionary change in transportation. So here we can see how vulcanization, that is hardening of the rubber milk what we draw from the rubber plant. Rubber is a natural substance obtained by collecting the latex of certain tree. Rubber trees are found in abundance in Brazil. Later, these trees were planted in other countries too. The botanical name of this tree is Hevea brasiliensis. In India, the maximum production of rubber is in Kerala. Let's learn more about paper, another natural substance. In the picture, you can see the process of manufacturing paper. Through different videos and the PowerPoint presentation, I'll try to make you understand how it is made. Paper is the substance or material formed due to intertwining of the cellulose fibers in grass, wood, rags, or waste paper. Thus, paper is a kind of network of cellulose fibers. What is cellulose fiber? Cellulose fibers are fibers made with ethers or esters of cellulose, which can be obtained from the bark, wood, or leaves of plants or from other plants-based material. Now let's see how paper is made. Coniferous trees like pine are used to make paper. The barks of the logs of these trees is first removed and the wood is broken into small pieces. The mixture of these pieces and some chemicals is kept soaking for a long time. It helps to form pulp. When the chemical process is completed, the fibrous substance from wood pulp are separated and some dyes are added. The pulp is then passed through rollers, dried to form paper, and finally wound on reels, which we saw in the picture, which is also available in the textbook. The process of manufacturing of paper. Paper and wood are closely related. To save trees, it is necessary to use paper sparingly. In India, the first factory to manufacture newsprint, paper to be used for newspaper, was established at Nepan Nagar in Madhya Pradesh in 1955. Paper is also manufactured at Songad in Gujarat. In Maharashtra, there is a paper factory at Ballarpur near Chandrapur. What we learned till now was natural substances. Now we will see synthetic fibre, that is artificial fibers. From which substance in nature can we get threads or fibers? Any idea? Keep in your mind, I'll be asking you questions. What are clothes made from? From the time it was first thought that artificial yarn could be produced to meet the clothing needs of an increasing population, and India is indeed a country where population is increasing day by day. Much research and progress has taken place in this field. Innumerable kinds of synthetic or artificial threads are now available. For example, nylon, dacron, terylene, terene, polyester, rayon are the names of various synthetic threads. Always remember, do not tear up blank pages of the notebooks. Do not throw away old notebooks with blank pages. The blank sides of the advertising pamphlets, inner side of postal envelopes, the blank sides of the calendar's pages, and other such writable surfaces can be used to make notes, lids to cover books, etc. Do not throw away or burn up such papers until it has been fully utilized like this. And I believe, children, this year you are utilizing your paper to the utmost need. Whenever possible, try to use a pencil and slate. Cooperate with people who collect paper from garbage or buy scrap papers. These people help in proper recycling of the resources. Silk is another natural, which we studied before. Natural thread or fiber obtained from the cocoon of silkworms. From one cocoon, 500 meters to 1300 meters of thread can be obtained. It is said that silk was first produced on a large scale in China. Here are the pictures of silk. Now we are doing artificial. So let's begin with rayon, one synthetic fiber prepared by man. Cotton and wood pulp is dissolved in chemical called sodium hydroxide to make a solution. Threads are obtained from this solution with the help of machines. As these threads have shine and strength, they are said to be synthetic silk. They appear to be shining bright like the sun's rays, and hence they are named rayon. Let us have a look on it. Dacron, terylene, terene. Various hydrocarbons obtained from mineral oils are used to make polymer chains. A solution of such a polymer is pressed through a strainer with fine holes. The fibres formed after cooling are long and unbroken threads. These threads are called the synthetic threads. Terylene. Different types of chemicals are used to make threads of various properties. These different threads have been named variously as dacron, terylene, terene, etc. Keywords: hydrocarbons, substances obtained from mineral oil, polymer chains, long continuous chains formed by small interlinked chemical units. Almost all the articles made from natural fibers in the olden days can now be made from synthetic threads. That's the quality of man-made inventions. Nylon, rayon, terylene, acrylic are all synthetic threads, and many articles in our daily use are made from them. Nylon threads were invented at the same time in New York and London. Therefore, the initials NY of New York and Lon from London were combined to name them nylon. Nylon threads have a shine and are strong, transparent, and water resistant. They are used to manufacture clothes, fishing nets, ropes, etc. Have a look on it. Now, what are the advantages that it can be manufactured on a mass scale? They cost less. What fiber threads we are talking about? Synthetic clothes. They are strong and durable. They can be used for a long time. They are water repellent, hence do not rot or get wet. They dry easily. They are lightweight and comfortable to wear. As they have shine, they enhance the appearance of wearer. Clothes made from these threads are wrinkle-free and scratch-free. So these are the advantages of the synthetic fibers. What are the shortcomings that they are? They don't absorb sweat from the skin. Continuous use of clothes made from these threads keep the skin moist, which may cause skin disease. Synthetic clothes are uncomfortable to wear, especially in summer. Synthetic fibers catches fire easily. If they catch fire, the cloth sticks to the skin and causes serious injuries. These fibers are not decomposed by microorganisms. So these are the shortcomings. Always remember, save trees to save nature, save paper to save trees, use paper properly and economically, make full use of it, and recycle the most paper. Although these are some disadvantages in using synthetic fibers, they can be useful if they are used in proper way. They reduce the load on the use of natural resources. What we have learned? We use two types of material, natural and man-made. Natural materials may be biotic or abiotic. Biotic materials are either of plant origin or animal origin. Rubber, paper, synthetic fibers are important man-made materials in our daily use. Man-made materials are obtained by using certain processes. Thank you. Stay safe.